G'day everyone and welcome to today's episode. Today I'm here with Anton and Anne and we're checking out a couple of awesome HQs. Hey everyone, today we're here with Anton and we're here to talk to him about his HQ ute. Anton, how are you, mate?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for making the trip.
Yeah, no worries at all. So, beautiful ute, mate.
Thank you.
How long have you had this one?
It's actually been in the family, my wife's family, since '81.
Wow.
Sat in the shed down at the farm for 30 years. And then I came on the scene and had a look at this thing and thought, yeah, that might be a nice little project to hang on to. So it just sat there and coming on September 2016, yeah.
Okay.
We thought, okay, bring it to Perth, and we started the build. 3 years later, we got into the elite tent at Motivation 34.
Oh, beautiful.
So
yeah, can't complain at that.
No, it's been a good build. Look, like any build, it had its moments. You know, your sleepless nights. You think, oh man, this isn't going to work. How are you going to do it?
Yeah, of course.
No, look, it's all in all, it's been a great journey. We've had a ball with it. You know, so and everyone's response has been good, sort of thing. So yeah.
Yeah, nice. So originally a farm ute then.
It did all sorts of farm things.
Granddad's farm ute, or
the father-in-law's farm ute.
Okay.
Then it was the brother-in-law,
Yep.
who sadly passed away. So that's what caused us to sit there. We thought, okay, it'd be a nice thing for him as well to know what we've done to it, sort of thing. But
yeah, nice.
we used it to go, paddock bashing and that
Yep.
sort of thing. And then when it got to the point where we thought, yeah, okay, let's time to do this thing properly. It just, no more of that sort of stuff. It just went into the shed, sat there and got looked after. And
yeah, fair enough. Well, that was going to be my next question. What condition was it in when you first brought it back to town?
Some parts were really good and other parts were really bad.
Yeah.
It had the usual HQ around the windscreen, the sills,
Yep.
and the tailgate was an absolute mess. But, fortunately those are replaceable panels, sort of thing. I think the thing that made it, sort of got it over the line to get it restored, was the tray. It was in such brilliant condition and needed almost no work.
Well, that's unusual because normally the farm utes, that's what gets flogged out first, isn't it?
Yeah, and the channel beneath the rear windscreen, that's normally gone. That was all perfect. So I thought, okay, yeah, we can save this. And the chassis was straight, that sort of thing. Originally, it was sold to the town plumber.
Okay.
And then changed hands once more, and then it ended up with the family. So.
Yeah, fair enough. So the whole history pretty much right from the day dot?
Yeah, day dot. We actually did the historical report on it, and it was sold down into Angrup to the dealer, but it came out with a black trim.
Okay.
And when I contacted historical, I said that's very unusual to come out in a Belmont, and there's something about the precursor to the Sandman, but I don't know anything about that. But they said it was very unusual to have this with had the 173. And a black trim and that sort of thing. So, that was so clagged. It was, had to get rid of it.
I mean, sometimes they just put them together with what they had lying around.
Exactly,
I think.
right. Yep.
So that's why you got some of these unique sort of combinations.
Yeah.
All right. So to the restoration process, how long did that take?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah. And we finished it. It got licensed on 23rd December.
Yep.
In 19, and it went straight over. Many parts later, sort of thing, as well. The guys at Rare Parts in Bentley were brilliant. So no, it went over straight, and then we, like I said, we got it into the into Motivation, which was great. And
so how'd you go at Motivation?
Oh no tinware when you're up against.
Okay.
Look, when you're up against the likes of no. When you're up against the likes of the Gareth Lowers and that sort of thing, and they're just amazing cars.
Yep.
For us, it wasn't about that. It was about look, this is where we're here. We got it on show, and people can see it. People can appreciate it. It was always about that. For us, sort of thing. If we get something great, but if not, it's not the end of the world.
All right, so what's the paint colour on this one?
It's a custom paint. It's based on a Mazda colour Eternal Blue mica, but we took it to, when the guys doing the restoration, we said, we want to change it a little bit. And so after, going back and forth a few times, we came up with this colour, and it's just love it. You know, we call it, it's almost like a steel blue.
Yeah.
You know, in our eyes sort of thing, but yeah.
And it hits nicely in the sun too with that the lighter shimmer that comes
Correct.
out of
Yeah,
with the metallic.
no, we're really pleased with it, and it's actually got a few people have commented on they like specifically the colour. Nothing else about the Ute, but they like the colour sort of thing. So
Yeah, no, that's it.
that's good. Yeah.
And how'd you go with all the chrome trims and things like that?
Send it all off.
Yep.
New chrome. The bumper is brand new, but like the headlight surrounds, some of the the bonnet gear, the fuel tanks underneath the car has all been detailed as well.
Yeah.
If it was able to be chromed, we can chrome it. I mean, this is more of a throwback to the cars of the 80s and 90s. I mean, you think like in the theme of like Scott McLaughlin's WB from the 89 Summer Nats, Ron Barkley's HQ.
Yep.
You know, they were the inspiration for these sort of things. And this whole car was like, if I had the money back when I was a lot younger and had the means to do it, how would I do it?
Yeah.
And that's why we've done that. So we've gone with the 15 wheels as opposed to 17s and this sort of thing, and the old white lettering on the tyres. But there, coming back to the chrome, if it was able to be chromed, we sent it off. Yeah.
Now you mentioned the undercarriage, so you've gone as mad under there as you've gone on top.
Yes, yeah.
So fully detailed under there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think all the way through. Even the control arms have been coated.
Yep.
The sump's been done, all the suspension's been done, the exhaust has been done, the fuel tank's been done, tail shaft's been done, diff's been done, the axle's been done.
Yeah.
All of it has spent time making everything look as good underneath as it would be on top. So if it goes to show,
it certainly looks immaculate under there.
Yeah, thanks.
And the feature I really like is that chrome cap on the back of the diff.
80s.
That, again,
it's
just
a throwback.
screams 80s, doesn't it?
It's a throwback, you know. And look, that can be a very polarising thing, because some people might love what they're seeing because it's nostalgia for them, and others will think that's just completely ugly sort of thing. But you know, but at the end of the day, it's what you want to do, and there is no right, there is no wrong. It's all.
Yeah. All right, well, I think it's time we pop the bonnet and have a look under there.
Sure.
Wow, lots of chrome.
Lots of chrome. That's right. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Again, I always knew what we wanted. Had to be a 308.
Yep.
I didn't want to go down the LS path. In some ways, it makes sense. It's a lot more efficient engine, more reliable and that sort of thing. But something like this, if something minor happens with it, I can fix it. Whereas with the modern stuff, I'm sort of like, no, I give in, I quit, sort of thing. You know.
Yeah, still in the end of the mechanical engineering era, isn't it?
Yep.
You know, where you can still fix your things with your own hands.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a scare with the motor. It ran fine. Everything was great with it. And we thought, we'll just give it a freshen up. You know, that's all it needs. It ran okay. And so it was down at the mechanics, and then you get that phone call. Phone call.
Yep, I know one.
Anton, do you want to come by the shop after work? You know, we need to talk about your engine. And that's kind of like, it's sort of the dagger in your heart.
Yeah.
And they found a trace of rust in the bores. And so here's me thinking, okay, there's a re-sleeve, a whole re-sleeve, But we took it out 30 thou. They were virgin bores.
Yep.
We took it out 30 thou, and that fixed it, so that's a huge relief. But what began as a simple freshen up turned into a complete rebuild, top to toe, everything on it brand new.
Yeah. Nice. So apart from going out the 30 thou, have you done anything else?
It's got a mild cam, nothing really to get excited about. Just give it a bit of a nice tone on idle. It's got the 650 Edelbrock, the L34 heads. That's really about it. By no means is it some animal that flies down the quarter. It was never designed to do that. We didn't want it to do that. No. It's a cruiser first and foremost. But everything else on it is absolutely brand new. Where I can, all the bolts have been replaced with stainless steel. The wiring harness was completely removed and checked over and whatnot, and cleaned. All the terminals were cleaned and with Dremel wire brush. So everything on it is effectively, if it's not brand new, it's been restored thing, and that goes, like I said, through the length of the car.
I notice you've got extractors there.
Yes, that's right, ceramic coated.
Yeah, and what's that run through? What size exhaust are you running
through? It's a 2.5.
2.5?
A 2.5 twin system. Single muffler with the crossover is internal in the muffler, just straight out the back on either side.
Gearbox and diff in this one?
M20 4-speed.
Yep.
Again, keeping it all back in the day, how was it?
Yep, third pedal, love it.
Got the third pedal, yeah. It's so much more fun driving a manual.
It is, isn't it?
It's not as easy in traffic. You're coming home, change gears, that's something that can be a pain, but it's a lot more fun. Through to the Salisbury diff, 355 to 1. Again, how would it have been done back in the day?
All right, let's go and have a look at the trim now.
Sure. if we start with the dash, got rid of the old Belmont dash, which was the speedo and the fuel gauge. Had it replaced with a GTS dash. All of that's been checked, serviced, calibrated, restored, and we've only done 3,000 Ks since December 19. So, so we're looking after it.
It's very tidy in here. Like, I mean, you've got your custom console and that sort of thing in here as well.
That's right. Yeah, I've been quite involved with car audio for many years, and so always wanted to have a nice entertainment system in here, which led to the design of the centre console, which actually flows straight through up into the amplifier on the back panel.
Oh, nice.
Which powers two 10-inch subwoofers behind the seats, shallow mounts. We had a chat with Kenwood at the very beginning about the build and what we want to put in and that sort of thing, and they didn't. It's just not sponsored by them, but they provide all the help and that sort of thing of what to do. So all the panel there is custom. Centre console takes a HDMI input and Wi-Fi and USB and all that into the head unit. So we're keeping up to date. That's the only
beautiful.
That's the only modern sort of tech thing that's in the car. New carpet, new underlay, new crash pad. The original one was just shot to pieces. So GTS wheel, steering column. It's been converted from a column shift to floor shift. So that all had the honeypot.
Yep. All that out.
That's right, sort of thing. And of course, as you said before, the 3 pedals. But the best thing we love is the thin A pillars.
Yeah.
It just makes vision so much better.
Yeah.
You know, and then they said they'd failed in a modern day, yet they turn around and say the VEs are too thick, like for example,
for obstructing your vision, that sort of
correct,
thing.
yeah.
And the seats, they can tell they're the original HQ seats, but they've been modified and been bucketed a little bit.
That's
so
right.
Trimmer's done a great job there.
Yeah, no, that's all marine grade suede, and again we use a bit of influence from the McLaughlin's WB there. Brand new seat belts, all the retractable sort of. We want to keep it safe as well and do the right thing. And even down to because it was a bench seat to start with, and we sourced these, and so even getting the permit to go from 3 seats to 2 seats, it's nice and comfortable.
No, it looks beautiful in here.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. All right, let's roll around the back and see what's going on there.
Absolutely.
All right, mate. So. Around the back where all the work was done?
Yeah, that's right. It did some work over the years before we got to it.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, but like I said before, this was pretty much the saving grace that stopped it from being thrown away to actually getting done, because the floor was pretty much as you see it now in terms of dents. It was pretty much dent free, and then the wheel arches had very minimal on them. And even the guys who did the work, they looked and said, yeah, it's worth doing, sort of. It still was a lot of work by the guys when they did the blocking back and that sort of thing. I think they were cursing my name by the end. It was about a week's worth. Tailgate is brand new though. That, like I said, the rear here was just completely rusted out. It was gone. So, but new tail lenses. The surrounds have all been re-chromed. The bumperettes, they are the original bumperettes. They got re-chromed. We didn't buy new ones.
And we didn't touch on the wheels earlier.
No, they're welds. Yep, 15x7 all around. And in keeping with the old school, we wanted the white letters on the tyres. And that's the overall package.
Oh, awesome, mate. Fantastic. So, all right, well, your wife has one in the stable, so
yes, that's right.
We better move on to that one.
Absolutely.
But also, guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and also jump on our website and check out our merch. We've got some hoodies for the winter. We've also got some surfboards at the moment, limited edition, Ford and Holden, so jump on and have a look. Okay, so we're here with Anne now. Now, Anne, you've got another HQ.
We have a really soft spot in our hearts for HQs. Yeah.
So how long have you had this one for?
We got this one in 21, so we've only had it 3 years. It was what we call a COVID baby.
Rightio, yeah.
We were due to go overseas, and of course when the borders shut, you thought, well, what do you do? So particularly my husband Anton, he really needs a project. He's not good at sitting around.
Yep.
So we thought, yeah, let's do it. And so we looked around. We were originally thinking of an EH or an EJ. My grandfather used to have an EJ. Mm-hmm. They got really expensive, as you would know.
Yeah. And
because we really like the HQ look, we thought we'll do something HQ, but we'll do a tonner. Something different than Anton's other Weld body ute. The guy we got it from was the classic case of he had a lot of projects. He wasn't getting to them all. And so this poor thing was barely started. He'd done some work on the chassis. The brakes were done. but everything else was not. And it's, you know, it had some old doors strapped to the back. It had, you know, the usual aluminium tray. It was really barely started on.
Yeah, so it was in pieces, basically.
It was in, yeah, it was in pieces, and we put it on the back of Ute and got it here in pieces. But what have we done?
Yeah, nice.
But again, we got it done quite quickly, 18 months because of COVID. Yep. You know, we couldn't go anywhere, do anything.
Yeah, plenty of time to sit in the shed and tinker.
Plenty of time, and it was something that Anton and I could do ourselves rather than send it out to get done. So so we got it done in 18 months from an old cream red rusted thing to something that looks really presentable now.
Yeah, nice. So how bad was the rust in it when you got it?
Oh look, the doors were really shot. We actually had to get new doors.
Okay.
The sills were the usual things. There were some pieces that we had to cut out. Well, I say we, Anton had to cut out on the sides. And that's where he learned to do some welding. We got a mate to just, a sort of professional mate to just check that it was all okay. Oh, but no, not too bad. And so the chassis was solid. So that was really good.
Yeah, that helps, doesn't it? When it's not too tatty. So what's the colour on this one? It's a bit darker than Anton's.
It is. We drove around for ages trying to find a colour. We were at Cannington at Suzuki, and we saw a beautiful blue one. And then we took it to a painter, Sam, Awesome Paintworks, and he said, no, you don't want to just do that. He said, can you let me do something to it?
Okay.
So we based it on the Subaru, but then he just gave him free rein to put a bit of more pearl, metallic,
Yeah, he's added a
bring it
couple,
up. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. So how was the chrome work and everything like that? It was all shot too, I assume?
We didn't, you'll see when you look underneath, we didn't re-chrome everything. Some of the original parts we just polished and painted. So, but no, yeah, generally we didn't have to buy too much on it. We just made do with what we had.
Yep.
Fixed it up. So it wasn't the same level of build as my husband's HQ, but it was something that we could do ourselves more hands-on.
Yeah, nice, yeah. All right, well, let's crack the bonnet and have a look under there.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
All right, beautiful. So a bit more of a traditional engine bay, this one.
Yeah. It came with a 1736 and it was pretty clapped out. We talked about whether we should keep it as a 6, but I love the V8s.
Yeah, no, you can't go past that sound, can you?
Yeah, so we decided, we're going to put a new engine in. And we were looking just for one that was already pretty good. And we saw this one advertised. It had been a rebuild by Jeff Perry, who used to be known in the speedway circles, and he lives up in Lehman.
Okay.
And so we had to sort of buy it sight unseen because he had a lot of interest. So it was a bit of a risk, but we borrowed a trailer off a mate, drove 4 hours up to Lehman. It's not that exciting a drive.
No, it wouldn't be. Pretty long and straight out there.
But we stopped off at the Pinnacles and had a look. But anyway, we got there and he had this, and it was a complete engine. And it was, apart from the carburettor, which leaked like a sieve, everything else was perfect. So we strapped it on the back of the trailer, had a really nervous drive back. But yeah, just Anton and his mate Dave. Dave had an old engine hoist, and the two of them put it in themselves. Started first time, except I was there with a fire extinguisher.
Oh, of course. It's not a bad idea for a first start-up, to be honest. I've seen a few horror stories.
Yeah, because the carby just leaked like a sieve. There was fuel everywhere, so...
Backfiring out the carby can be a problem,
Yeah. So we got a new Edelbrock carby put on it, and it was just worked like a charm.
And a 253, this one?
Yes, absolutely, 253.
Yeah, and what's the gearbox and diff behind this one, do you know?
Oh, well, it came with a 3-speed, and of course that wasn't going to do with the V8, so we put a 4-speed in. Can't go past a manual with the old vehicles. You've got to have some fun. So that fitted really well. No real problems with that either.
All right, well, let's roll around into the trim and have a look in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on through. Come on in and have a seat.
Oh, beautiful. Very tight in here. This is a little bit different too. The trimmer's gone ahead and sort of bucketed the bench seat, hasn't he?
Oh, that's what we wanted, because it came with the standard Mission Brown bench seat. And so we went with the charcoal and black.
Yeah,
and
nice.
we actually asked him, we said, can you make it look like 2 bucket seats, even though it's still a 3-seater bench seat?
Yep.
And he did a really good job, actually.
No, he has done a good job. Yeah.
And he put this in for us.
Fold-down armrest.
Yeah, fold-down armrest, where the middle seat is.
Yep,
so it still can be converted into a 3-seater with the seat belts and everything all there.
Yeah.
But yeah, for us, this is actually much more comfortable and just a bit of a twist.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And a nice little custom console down here as well.
Yeah, my husband Anton built all that.
Yep, perfect.
He does all of that, which was great, and he did the sound system.
Yeah, I was going to say, I assume he's put the stereo system
Yeah.
in and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and he's got 2 6x9s behind here,
Yep.
and he did all the kick panel and everything himself down here and put
Yep.
the speakers in.
Yep, nice.
One of the problems was there was such a small cab is where he put the sound system in and where he fit it, so it was a really tight squeeze getting the speakers behind there.
Yeah, I bet, because there isn't a lot of room here. They were just built to fit a
Yeah.
couple of tradies in them, and that
Yeah,
was it,
that was
wasn't
it.
it? You
It
know,
was built for
and a
practical
lunchbox
things.
maybe.
Original dash just cleaned up,
Yep.
so no GTS or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
But yeah, it's all really good. And I said Anton did a great job tidying it all up. This was all
The
new.
lining's been done.
Yeah, had to get that replaced. It was pretty sad.
And again, you've also gone with the retractable seat belts, I can see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
It does. And we had to actually get them rewound, which was cool. There was a place in
Yeah.
Welshpool that does that.
Seatbelt solutions.
Yep.
Yeah, I used him with my WB. Yeah, they're great out
Yeah,
there.
they were
Yeah,
great.
they're
They,
really
they
good.
solved our problems. They had the solutions.
Yeah, no, perfect. Well, it looks immaculate in here.
Oh,
It just
thank
looks
you.
clean and tidy. So yeah, no, beautiful.
Clean, tidy, neat, and as I said, it gave Anton a chance to do some hands-on work
Yep.
and do some stuff himself,
Yeah,
which is
perfect.
really great.
There's nothing better than that, working on your own car, I reckon.
Yeah, if you can do it. And I mean, we don't get everything right, but you have a go. You learn when you do it, so that's half the fun.
Yeah, that's you're 100% right there. Yeah, that's all the fun. As far
Yeah.
as I'm concerned. Yeah. No worries. All right,
Great.
let's jump out and we'll go and have a
Have a
look
look
at the tray.
Yeah. As you can see, we got rid of the workhorse aluminium tray, and then Anton, my husband, tried out his welding skills, which he didn't have at the time, but he learnt.
Yeah, well, there's nothing like throwing yourself in the deep end to find out, is there?
He did a really good job. He did all the welding himself, and then we got a guy out in Welshpool to bring out some Jarrah for us. He was excellent. He's got his own shop there, but he just brought out extra boards for us to choose so we could match up the colours with Jarrah.
Yeah, beautiful.
I mean, because I love Jarrah.
Yeah,
and so it was always going to be Jarrah.
Well, being WA, Jarrah is almost like the state
That's-
timber over here, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know, like-
yeah. So why wouldn't you?
Yep.
And so Anton did the Jarrah tray for us, and he was really good. He said, "Look, you choose whatever wood you want, whatever colour you want, everything like that." So
Yep.
yeah. And then this is the tray that you can see, which is
Yeah, no,
I
beautiful.
think it's really great. Being a tonner, it's actually pretty light because
Yep.
you know when you drive, you have to be a little bit careful not to
Yes,
hang it out.
especially if it's raining. Yeah.
I've had a couple of experiences like that because I'm not used to such a light vehicle.
Yep.
And these things were built to have a ton of stuff in the back.
That's right, yeah.
So with a really light tray with nothing in it, you just got to be a little bit careful. But it looks good, and you know, being shortened, of course, from the original makes it
Yeah.
look a whole lot better as well.
Yeah, no, that's it. Nice. And I see you've got your custom tail light sort of set up under the back there. Was that something that was on there, or was that something you guys have fabricated up?
No, that's something that Anton did. He's shaking his head saying, no, it was actually originally there, but he put new ones on.
Yeah, okay. All right. Fair enough.
I really liked the idea of restoring them because I said this was pretty sad when we got it. You're saving a bit of history, you know about it from your own
Yeah,
work
definitely,
with them,
yep.
and everyone else who does it. You're
Yep.
preserving history, you're bringing these Australian models back
Yep.
to some sort of, you know, form of glory. But we'll just go for a drive on the weekend sometimes, or ring up a couple of mates who've also done their own project restorations. We'll go for a drive up to Kings Park,
Yep.
go and have pizza somewhere. It's
Beautiful.
a really social thing to do as well.
Yep. And the wheels on this one?
They were mismatched and pretty crap. We
Okay.
just went for some 15-inch 5-spoke, as you
Yep.
can see.
Yeah,
So
nice. No,
again,
they look good, yeah.
pretty standard. Again,
Yeah.
we didn't want to go anything too big. We wanted to keep it fairly original in the feel of it. So yeah, the 15-inch we were really happy with. But we like a bit of retro, so you know the raised white writing on
Right,
it,
yeah,
of course,
no.
is good.
Well, it's a fantastic beast, that's for sure.
Thank
Yeah.
you, thank
Yeah.
you. Hopefully you can come and have a drive with us and see that. It's a lot
Well,
of fun.
I think that's next. We might go for a cruise, eh?
Yeah.
All right, sounds
excellent.
awesome. Yeah,
I'll behave myself.
yeah. No worries.
Love the smell of old cars, you know, the fuel and
So is it mostly cars and coffee events and that sort of thing that you guys get to?
we actually haven't yet been to a Cars and Coffee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with our busy, you know, sort of on the weekends with me, I'm sort of quite tied up with hockey and that sort of thing, so it's difficult to get out. But
Okay, yeah.
it's one of those things that we've got to get to it, and making that time to go to Cars and Coffee sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on the one of the things we'd love to do. Just sadly, life has gotten in the way where we haven't had that opportunity.
Yeah.
But it'll happen for sure. That's why we got a manual.
Yeah, that's that driving experience.
It
isn't
is. It's yep. I'm gonna have to make a move in a second.
Another one. Not today, boys. I do that every time we go past the speed camera. Oh, going the other way, that's good.
And it was an ambulance. I thought, what the hell? She does like to accelerate.
Oh, that's good, mate.
I'm talking Anne, not the car.
Yeah. What a great shot. This thing cruises very nicely, doesn't it?
It does. It's really actually pretty light.
Yeah,
It's
and
beautifully.
it feels really, really smooth too.
Good. I mean, because it's so light, you get a bit more bounce on the road, but
Yeah.
it's fun.
That's part and parcel with some of these old cars too, though, especially the one-tonners. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. And so it's just really great for cruising.
Yeah.
And I must admit, manuals are a whole lot of fun.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, manuals are definitely more fun.
So have you always been into cars?
Oh, always. Yeah, I can't remember a time when I wasn't into cars, to be
Yeah.
honest. Didn't realise he was coming. I missed him.
Yeah, really funny story. When I first met Anton, I think he had a little Ford Capri. It was his pride and joy.
Oh, yeah.
And it was our second date, and because I'm being a bit of a rev head, I thought, oh yeah, I'd like to take it for a drive. And it was night time, and Kalamunda Shire had just recently put those speed bumps up the road,
Okay.
and I didn't know, so of course I floored it. It was late at night, floored it up the road, totaled his exhaust system. $1,000 later, this was on a sort of second date. And there was a third day.
Yeah. Well, obviously, yeah.
He took it really well. I was mortified. I heard it go, but I didn't realise I'd actually wrecked the whole thing. He had to replace the whole system.
Yeah. Well, there must have been more sparks than just the exhaust hitting the road that night. Yeah.
Hey, that's clever. That's very clever. I like that. Yeah, he didn't tell me too much at all. It was only later he actually told me how much damage I'd caused.
Yeah, nice.
Oh. You'll hear a scrape. It's just a little bit too low for the...
That's all right. That wasn't a bad one.
Not too bad considering. There we go.
All right, Anton and Anne, thanks so much for having us out today. We really appreciate that.
Thank you guys for making the trip. This is fantastic for us.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
No, it's been a perfect day. Thanks so much for sharing the stories behind your cars. It's fantastic, and it's great to see another couple of classics fully restored and on the road.
Our pleasure, and again, thanks to you guys for the great job you're doing. So
Awesome. Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
All the best.
Bye, mate.
Thanks. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And don't forget, guys, like, share and subscribe. It really helps the channel out in a massive way. And if you want to jump on and get some merch, get on our website and check out. We've got hoodies for the winter time and we've got some new designs. So jump on, check it all out, and we'll see you on the next one.